Traders, what's going on? It's Relentless here, and welcome back to another monthly recap. It's been so long since we did one of these. Usually I'm kind of just doing a metrics video where I'm going over some of the days I've missed, or the last month and a half, the last 3 weeks. But here we are with an actual monthly recap, only focusing on February and all it had to offer, right? Now, this is my second time recording this video because, like an idiot, I had this screen up here on the left hand side opened up, but I didn't realize. But you know, that happens, so got to be careful with that. But anyhows, I don't want to forget, if you do like the content that you guys are seeing, and of course if you're new, make sure to hit that subscribe button. New or old, I guess, hit that subscribe button, and of course give me the thumbs up for a good green month here in February, right? Let's try and keep it going into March, April, and May. Hopefully we can have a really good year, right? But let's jump right into it, right? So let's look at the calendar first. Dashboard, actually not dashboard, journal view, reports view. There we go, reports view, calendar, February. Now, the only thing is that the third week, because I was switching my account, my previous Thinkorswim account is closed. It's like my third time switching accounts anyways, right? But my account is closed, so I do not have the data from this week. Thursday and Friday I didn't trade, so this would have been blank regardless. Wednesday I think I was green $2. I read $37 on Monday. I mean, you guys can check the recaps or the Instagram to see these days, but of course check out the Instagram as well. The name is Relentless Trader if you guys are there. Facebook as well, Relentless Trader page. You guys can check that out. So it was a pretty good month, right? It was a pretty good month. I was looking forward to not having red days, but you know, at this point, you know, it's definitely fine to have a red day, not a problem, as long as it's not a big blow up loss, right? Which I think is the key. So, you know, all things considered, I think it was a really good month. In fact, I think it was my best month ever in the aspect of consistency, right? July was my best month P&L wise. I was up 7 grand, exactly 7 grand or so. This month I'm up a little less than that, but when it comes to the consistency of not having those big swings in the P&L, right? You know, you'll have days where you're deep in the red and you have to come green, and or you're really high in the green and then you have a big loss. You cut your winners in half. This month was just very consistent, like being green, staying green, starting green, and not having big losers off the top. I don't think I had a red to green day really. It's just been starting off really well, being consistent, being patient, following the rules, and just doing a little bit better here, right? So let's jump into the details, right? The details, here we go. So total gains, $5,612 on the month, 7 cents. Not bad at all. So average daily gain is going to be 374, and I think this is my highest average daily gain so far in my career. So that's pretty good there. Volume at 61,000 shares per day. Average winning trade $146, and this is the stat that I'm most proud of this month. Just amazing to be having such a high profit loss ratio. If I'm not mistaken, that's almost a 6-to-1 ratio right here. Very impressive indeed. Now the accuracy is better, it's up, which I like, but you know, we can still keep going, man. If we can get to 58, 60, if I can average 58% every day for my career, 58, that would be amazing, right? So imagine if I can get up there to 60, 64, 68, 70. If I can get up there with the accuracy, man, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous. So, you know, a lot of this is, of course, over trading. Not going to deny it. In areas where the stocks are looking good, taking too many stabs, too many attempts. So even if the stock is looking good and I take one attempt and you know, kind of just come back down and say, you know what, okay, let me just wait a bit. Let me try and be a little bit more patient, right? That's what I have to continue to try and be better at. is really being patient for the setups, right? Sometimes I get in a little too early, jump the gun. So as long as I can keep cutting out some of those trades, I would say maybe out of all the trades I'm taking, maybe 35, even 40% of some of them are not necessary. So cutting out those middle trades can get me the higher accuracy, right? I can probably get up there to 60, 65. That'll be awesome, man. So having a good profit loss ratio with a high accuracy, you can't ask for better than that. So 54%, not bad. Looking to work on it. This is interesting here. Max consecutive losers, and I think this came from that red day where I just was 0 for 5 in my trades. I had a couple different trades where I just didn't see anything. So max consecutive wins 6. So 6 to 8, not liking that too much, but overall, looking at the month, that's not a bad stat to have at all, right? So average hold time, this is interesting, 18 minutes. Average win time, 36 minutes. So I guess a bit of a 2-to-1 there almost, right? So, and I think this is cumulative, right? The cumulative time that I was holding my winning trades versus cumulative time I was holding my losing trades. And so this is pretty good. Of course, we do want to hold our winning trades longer and have our losing trades, cut them quickly, right? Cutting the losses quickly. So the goal is always to get this number higher and get this number here lower, right? So that's the key every single day, right? Trade P&L standard deviation, I'm not even sure what that is. Average trade gain 67. Average per share gain / loss was 1 cent. So even if you can make if you look at your total volume, even if you can make 1 cent on your total volume every day, you're doing something pretty good there. So because we know in the market, man, being green is not easy, right? So as long as you're green, and you're trying to be green, if you're in the red, if you're trying to be green and you're making that progress, that's what it's all about, man. So once we get there, we just got to maintain and just become a little bit better, and over the weeks and months, it's gonna add up, man. So Mondays being the worst day, I would say, looking at it at 6:15, and of course we did have a $245 loss on Monday, right, being the biggest red day there. Tuesday 1100. Wednesday just under 1K, Thursday right at 1K, and Friday after last week we had the $900 win, so that's gonna boost us up right there to 1800. So pretty good days, I would say. Pretty good stuff every day of the week. Pre-market, we made 400, which is very solid. Into the open after the first I would say 30 minutes, right around 3K. Some of this could be pre-market as well, like let's say around 9, like before 9:30, maybe like 9:15 or so, right? So first couple minutes into the day, first 30 minutes, about 3K, and then after 10 o'clock we got 600. Around 11 o'clock, which is when I'm usually laying down on my bed, not really doing much, kind of just recovering from the day. Right, because I feel like once we trade, we can kind of get a little exhausted. So I take some time, kind of just go on my phone and do some stuff. Right, where just checking email, that kind of a thing, and then I come back to do the recap. And once I come back, for example, here I saw XTNT, SOS still gave a bit of a push here today, but not much. But I'll come back, and if I see it looking good, can come in there, take some trades, and so 1200 around noon. And once again, total of 5,600 on the month. So price and volume, we didn't see any stocks really, in my opinion, this month. Let's say 50 cents to like $2. Barely seen anything around like 150, 180, 120. Like we didn't see those stocks at all this month. Actually, we saw 2 to 5, 5 to 10, and of course above $10. A lot of stocks there as well. So when it comes to performance by price, I think this is accurate. But the market changes, so eventually we're gonna start to see stocks come from 50 cents to like 150, break of $1, 90 cents to like So we'll be seeing that kind of a thing pretty soon as things kind of shift and change. So that was that. That's that. Performance by volume traded. So the more volume that the stock is pushing, the better it is. You know, the more shares I can take, the more clean the setups are looking, that kind of a thing. So instruments, looking at performance by symbol, we had XTNT, which was of course Friday that just passed. AUVI, Lizzie. A lot of these stocks you guys will remember. SOS from today. BSQR, AREC, MBRX, OCGN, SCKT was pretty good, and a few more, right? So on the losing side, we had OLB, AACG, CGIX. This name sounds familiar. KOSS as well. ATIF, TAOP, and a few more, right? So, well, we do have bigger winners than we have losers, which is the key, of course. So we have some pretty good size winners there versus the losers being on the lower side, which is pretty impressive in the difference, right? So once again, as the stocks are pushing more volume, you know, I'm doing better. And look at this, right? 25 million shares and over. So I guess the other side here was my personal shares versus this being the amount of shares traded from the stock. So the market has changed, man. Last year, when stocks had 500,000 shares to 1,000,000 shares, I started looking for trades. And the more we got, the better, right? So once we got to like 5 to 10 million shares, stocks were pushing huge amounts of volume, and especially between 10 and 25. Now, it's like, unless the stock doesn't have like 5 to 10 million shares, I'm not even looking at it. It's so weird how that has changed. And I believe with more and more people looking into like cryptocurrency, Forex, I feel like a lot of that also carried over into the markets. Now we have a lot more people on like brokers like Robinhood. You know, all that cash adds up, right? And you got a few people taking trades here and there. And, you know, I'm not sure if that completely, but, you know, the hedge funds as well, you're probably getting more aggressive. With COVID-19, you have way more people at home and looking into the markets as a source of income. And so I think all of that is contributing to just having more volume, right? We have GameStop, Bitcoin, and all these huge crypto and other stocks that have, you know, brought the eyes of the everyday person to look into the market. So I think it's great for us, especially the people who've been here for a while, because everybody has that learning curve, and the more experienced you are, the better equipped you'll be to handle the volume, right? So market behavior, I don't really look at this stat, like if the market is up or down, like how well I'm doing in relation to that. I think it's kind of irrelevant, because if we have a company that comes out today, the market could be crashing. We have a cure for the common cold, right? I think in most cases, unless it's like a complete severe case of just disaster, you know, 90% will still see that company with the cure for the common cold do well, just based off of the magnitude of the news, right? So, you know, I feel like it depends, it varies. We do always want to consider everything and you know, accept it and take it with a grain of salt at the same time. But, you know, I'm not really too keen on this right here. Well, you know, but I guess some people do look at it. So the win-loss expectation, and once again, like I mentioned to you guys, we didn't lose too much on the month. You know, 990 to make 6,600, right? So 5,600 after we do the difference there. And this is the equity curve. The equity curve looking pretty good. The drawdown was from the $245 loss, and we were able to get ourselves back up. So pretty good stuff. You know, not too much to go over here for the month. Definitely a pretty good month indeed. I'm looking to continue this action. For me, the one thing is just priding myself on being a little bit better once the market does slow down again. I realize once it's hot, man, I can, you know, even if I'm at this level here, I can, you know, have really good months like this. So I'm no longer worried about like making money no more. Like making money, I'll be able to do that as long as there's follow through. So when there is no follow through, when everything is slow, when there's nothing moving, I will have to be an even better trader to, you know, say, you know what, let me just shut it down today. You know, at let's say 9:45, let me just shut it down today. This is where I usually do my best. There's nothing, let me shut it down. And it's been like this for a few days. Let me shut it down. You know what? Today's gonna be a no trade day. Let me reduce my share size to just 100 shares, 50 shares if that's what it's gonna take to not have a big loss. Those are the kind of things that I'll have to do when the market slows down again, man. Because when it's really hot, we can be sloppy, we can still be green. You know, it's never easy, but when the follow through is there, it can seem easy. So when things really slow down, you know, how good, how disciplined can we be? How much better can we be? And keep evolving and growing to not, you know, repeat the same behaviors, right? Because last October was not good for me. Um, Definitely one of my worst months. So when things slow down to that degree again, how much better can I do, right? So I'm looking forward to the challenge as usual. There's no other way. I can't hide from having a slow month because it's going to happen. That's just the market we have. So I look forward to the challenge of being better, right? That's what we have to keep doing on a day-to-day basis. Just keep looking forward to the next challenge because the challenges are not going to stop. The barriers are higher and higher, and so we have to keep getting better and better. And when we reach that resistance level, we have to break through, man. So, you know, we just got to keep going, keep grinding. You know, 2 years ago, I would have wished to have a good month like this, and here I am now today. So, you know, keep going, keep grinding, keep getting better, keep studying. You know, you got to keep putting in the work, come back, review the chartings, review your videos, do a bit of a recap for yourself, see where you ended the day, how can you do better, where can you improve. That's just all it comes down to, man. Once we stay consistent with that, we stay disciplined to it, you know, in time, we can all get there, man. So we just got to keep it up, right? Keep up the good work. You know, you fall down 10 times, get back up 11, and we keep fighting, we keep going, we keep being relentless, right? We're gonna keep it going, man. You know, this is it. This is what I decided to do with myself, and so nothing is gonna stop me, right? There's gonna be challenges, and so, you know, I just have to keep going with a positive attitude, positive mindset, and know that, you know, things can be better, right? Even if we start to have some trouble, you know, we look out, we reach out for that help. Luckily, I have you guys here in the YouTube community, the guys in the chat room. My brother trades as well. So, you know, you reach out for your support systems. Even if you have to call a few traders, you know, shout out to Freedom Trader. I gave him a call, you know, in October month when I was considering certain things to look into and adding into my trading when it comes to just easing back. You know, should I step away? Should I reduce size? You know, just utilize whatever you have, and, you know, you take the advice, because we're all at the end of the day going through a lot of the same struggles. So, you know, we look out for each other, and then, you know, we keep it going, right? Because one day, man, we're gonna make it, man. We're gonna make it. We just got to keep on keeping on, right? So with that being said, you know, that was the month. Pretty solid month. So I will catch you guys in the next one, right? We're slowly coming up there in profits, right? And I do feel like this year is going to be one of my better years trading. I do think it's going to be my best year yet. We'll see. I'm very optimistic when it comes to that. I don't know if I've broken through the threshold to like the next level in my trading, but I do know I'm getting better. I'm going to keep working to get better. And so, you know, those days will have no choice, right? The green days will have no choice but to follow as long as I keep it up. So with that being said, guys, it's been Relentless Trader. I hope you did enjoy this quick monthly recap. If you did, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, leave any questions below about the metrics and stats, and even general trading questions. I'll answer all of those. With that being said, also check out the chat room. That'll be the first link in the description below. It's been Relentless Trader, guys, and I am signing out.